Welcome to another edition of Late Night Wire Rapping. I'll be your host, the Late Night Wire Rapper. Today we have this beautiful agate slice. Look at that. I'm not sure if it is dyed a little bit or if that's a natural green, but I do declare it is a real stone as far as I know, and it is quite a beauty. Anyway, it has this unique hole right in the middle, but it has no drilled hole, so we shall have to wrap this differently, which is quite exciting of a challenge. We have our 22 gauge because I don't bring much wire home. Oh, by the way, you see this tall can right here. Once again, I planned to bring home the camera stand so that I could, do this in style, but I forgot and I left it on the table again. So once again, I had to tape my camera to this can of hairspray. And so therefore, once in a while, I might have to go out of camera to do something, just because the wire will all end up banging the hairspray and knocking the whole thing over. But I shall do my best to show you guys every step of the way and to show you how I do everything. So without further ado, 22 gauge is all I have. This copper looks very beautiful with green, and this hole is an interesting predicament. So let's take, how much shall we take? Oh man, let's take 4 feet. So we have a lot to work with. If we cut off the extra, that's okay. We'll use it later. All right. Let's see. What shall we do? Well, any hole, any particular way, gives you a much easier way to anchor your stone. So the obvious thing to do would be to go directly into the hole right away. I'm thinking, though. I haven't planned what I'm going to do. So let me stop and think for a second. What would be a unique and beautiful way to do this? I'm not sure. So I think I'm just going to do what I always do, which is I'm going to go into the hole to start and bring the stone to the middle of the wire. So to do that, we just pull until we have both ends of the wire together, and then we pull them a little bit taut to make sure the ends that you can't see right now, they're off camera, but these ends are side by side, and then we pull and make sure, okay, there we go. So now we have these ends coming together like that. Okay, so what shall we do? I'm going to say this is the top when this becomes a pendant. Oh, by the way, I'm making this into a pendant in case you thought I might make it into a giant ring or something else, which is also quite possible. All right, so I'm going to say this is the top, and I'm going to just come right to the top and get this over with. I'm going to go twist, 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 and bring the wires together, and we're going to turn it on a right angle. This is like our common thing, what we do. We're going to wrap it around our finger to make a nice loop. Hold on, let me jump out for a second. Okay, I'm back. All right, so wrap it around like that. Okay, so we have a nice loop for the top of our pendant. Make sure it's not too big or too small. It's just the way we want it. And we're going to wrap it around itself to make it, really secure. Oh, yes. Don't worry, these two will come back together once we come back to it. And now let's just have some fun. Now that could slide out like that. We don't want that. So let's immediately come this way and pull that, make sure that that's going to stay. So we're going to come around like this. And then our wire's going to come back around this way. And I'm just going to keep the wire together today. And I'm just going to do some beautiful swirls. I'm not going to be too crazy. Or if I am crazy, it's not going to be because I separated the wire. I'm going to be crazy with a dual strand that stays together. Like a beautiful couple that just likes to ice skate together in their own little pattern. So we're just going to we're going to have some fun crazy loops and just wind them all around there. Leave that hole open because it's interesting. All right, so let's do that. Pressing tight against the stone. Keeping these strands side by side, pushing my loops and my curves tightly. I'm gonna just have a lot of fun here. Let's do loops and swirls and curves and all kinds of fun thingamabobbers. All right, let's see. And see, as you start to do it, they start to stretch out, and you got to keep pushing them back together if you want them to be tight, which I love when they're tight. I'm gonna come back around the back. That anchors it a little bit. We're just gonna start some more on over here, doing some more craziness. Crazy. Yes, that's good. Now, because I didn't plan this out, this might not be the most amazing pattern you've ever seen, but it'll be fun. And that's what matters most, right? So do some, make a little bigger loop right there, come over here, and I really am tempted to go duck right into that hole again, but gotta be careful. If I do it this way, I'm gonna have to really pull the wire through carefully, and I could crank it, what's it called? Forget what it's called, but I could mess it up and then it'll break, and I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to dance around the hole. Just dance around that little hole. So cute. Let's make another little curly Q twist right there. And now we're coming over top of it. All right, we don't want to go over and obscure the hole, because that's interesting. All right, I think we had enough craziness happen in here. Let's do this. You know what? I really am tempted. I want to go through here. So the way to go through the hole, I think, is going to be to kind of push it through. I don't want to take the ends and try to weave them all the way back through, because that could chink it. Or that's not the word, whatever. That could cause a bad crinkle thing that would make it break. I don't know why I can't think of the words today. Anyway, we're going to go through as a loop like this and just kind of thread it. And now we're just going to pull it gently. We don't want it to scrape the stone too much, because I could scrape off the coating that keeps the wire from tarnishing. This is pure copper, but it has a clear coat, kind of like a nail polish coat, that keeps it bright, so the air doesn't actually get to it and make it tarnish. Okay, so there we have, we're coming out here, and we're also running out of wire slowly. We only have about 8 inches left, so we're going to have to come up to the top and end it soon. Sorry, there's nothing really incredibly revolutionary in this particular piece. It's just kind of pretty. It's just kind of fun. It's just kind of curly Q nutso, you know. But whatever. Just gonna make one big swirl at the bottom here. Just kind of swirl it up. Yeah, maybe come around a few times. Make sure I don't run out of wire. Sorry if I went off camera for a sec. I was just going around and around this swirl here. See that? Now that's kind of that's kind of loose. So we're gonna anchor it right here. And we're just going to come straight up here. And I don't like that. That's too loose. Let's back up again. Let's pull this back. Pull this back, and let's come right from the bottom. Right from the bottom, and then right up to the top. And now that leaves this area. We didn't decorate it. Shame on us. We should have. Do we have any wire left to rectify it? Yeah, you know, we can always get another piece of wire. We don't have to do it all in one shot, but, you know, I like to do it all in one shot. But, you know what, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to come up to the top and scarf it and end it right here. And so I'm going to come around. I have just enough. It's a good thing I chose to end it. I'm going to scarf this baby. Now, this one strand ran out, so I'm going to tuck him in. Just give him a little, cut him right there, and just give him a little tuck. Is this camera running? Yes, it is. Okay, that'd be a shame if I was just talking to myself this whole time. Although I do enjoy talking to myself. I have very interesting things to say, and sometimes I just can't wait to hear what comes out of my mouth next, you know. So I'm just finishing up the end of this wire, and I got just enough to scarf it high enough to make myself feel happy about how that looks. And I cut off that last end. I'm going to tuck it right, just give it a little bend first, and tuck it right in there. This 22 gauge is a little bit flimsy. I like 20 gauge better, but This is what I brought home, so this is what I have to work with. Okay, so this guy's still flimsy, and this is undecorated, so we are going to take a second piece. Let's strengthen this up right here first by crimping it. Let's just crimp, see where we can crimp everything in the back. Let's tighten up everything that way first and see where that gets us. Okay. Remember, crimping always tightens up everything. Crimping is your friend. It also gives you little corners with which to grab if you're going to add more wire. Okay, now I'm feeling this. That's much tighter. Everything feels much tighter. This line coming straight up is just boring, so that gets a crimp just to make it interesting. See how much more interesting that is now? Same with these guys. Whoops, careful not to slip. Grab your wire tight, move with strength and purpose. All right. That's not terrible. That's a little snaggable. It's not the worst. It's not super delicate or flimsy. But this is just boring me right here. So I'm going to pause for a second, grab another piece of wire. Okay, I took about 1.5 feet more. And I'm going to immediately go right for this guy because I want to secure him better. So I'm threading right through under here. And it's nice having this nice slippery stone with this thin wire. It's definitely not fighting the wire at all. If I was using the 20 gauge with some of that harder silver, I'd be a little bit annoyed when it would kink and stuff. That's the word I was looking for, kink, when the wire gets like this awful little part where it's just not flowing anymore, and then it starts to get brittle, and if you keep messing with it, it'll break. Okay, so this is pulling on here. That's cool. What do we want to do design-wise? Do we want to just anchor it right away? Or do we want to do some designs? Hey, let's do some designs. Why not? Let's go right into a loop and see what else we can come up with. And then maybe another loop. This is like a party time pendant. This is just a crazy wild party time. This is like the wire got drunk and just went dancing in swirly patterns all around the room. And the more mature, responsible wire looked at it and just shook its head and said, ugh, these young people these days. Yeah, see, the angle on this, if I keep going straight up, it's not bad. But I don't know, push it a little tighter. I think I'm just going to do a curve here and a curve back, and just, I think that's good. And then we want to come in here. Did I succeed in making this stronger now? Let's see. Yes, although I'm still holding this back here with my finger because we haven't finished it. So what do we do? What do we do? I think we don't want to make it too busy. We decorated pretty much the whole front with these wild swirls that are just nonsensical. But we had fun. And I think should we just come up and, yeah. I didn't give myself enough wire on that I didn't give myself a lot of wire on that second piece, so I think we're just going to finish it, and maybe we'll take this and kind of shove it to fill up that area a little bit more. But first, let's let's shove it first so we have everything where we want it before we tighten it all down. And I'm already seeing like another, well, that's interesting. That can open up there. But it's already, okay. That will be tight when I'm done. It's not tight right this second. Okay, so we're going to finish it, come around the back here, and we're going to come straight up here, and we're going to do a little more scarfing. First, we're going to come around the bottom just to get it tight in there, and then we're just going to go diagonal all the way up to the top of the scarf. We don't have to retrace our steps. That would just make it too messy, because it looks nice and neat the way the scarfing is stacked up right there. So, all right, so just come around, and I think that's good. I'll come around twice because we have more wire, and we can, and it looks cool. And there. And then we'll end it. I hope that was in focus most of the time. I didn't check the focus. I was just talking. I just kept talking and talking like a crazy nut. And I gotta tell you guys in the comments, you gotta tell me, Matt, you know, you talk too much. But you never say that. Everybody always says, talk some more. Tell us what you're thinking. And I say, man, you guys are just all those people in my life who tell me you talk too much. They would not want to hear you guys encouraging me to do the wrong thing and just running my mouth, but whatever. If it works for you, I don't mind at all. All right, so I just crimped those two also. Feeling around for any weak points, any points that could move. That moves a little bit, but it's strong there and there. So it might move up and down, but it's not really going anywhere. I mean, sure, you can grab it with your fingernail and really wonk it, but I think it's pretty secure. That's secure. That's, I don't like that. It's a little wonky. And that was our new part. That should have been good. Yeah, it's bouncy, but it's not really going anywhere. Back here is pretty strong. I'm going to crimp that even harder because I can. This part, this is our new part. I can get crimped, yes. And I think we're done for our pendant. I'm not going to take up any more of you guys' time. I don't want it to go too long. So here we have not really any specific pattern. This is just Wild Party pendant. Okay, if that looks fun, then I hope you guys had fun. If you think this is just a complete mess of swirls, then I will not be hurt if you're like, Matt, you just made a complete mess of swirls. Who were you kidding? I won't be hurt. I'll say, yeah, I agree. It's a mess. Just so I could crimp this guy right here. I thought, why not? One more crimp. I'm a little addicted to the crimps. If I don't get my daily fix of crimps, I might go through withdrawal. So here we have it at close up. Here's the back. I'll take it into the studio, put some jump rings, put a nice pretty chain or a cord, and hopefully somebody will want to wear it. Have a good night, all of y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you sleep well. I hope you have your nice hot milk or put the water by your bedside table in case you need a sip. And make sure your pillows are nice and fluffed. Make sure you have your fan turned on if it's a little hot or, you know, however you like it to be comfortable. I'll see y'all next time.